Hello.
And welcome to Confidently Controversial, the weekly show about movies.
It's funny that you say weekly show, considering last week we didn't put one out.
Well, you know what, guys? We were on vacation.
Yeah, we came back and we were real tired.
Yeah, you know what? I just need to tell you guys, I'm really having a hard time getting out of vacation mode.
Yeah, I don't even know that would be considered vacation mode for most people.
Well, so we went to Disney World because that's what we do.
Walt Disney World.
Judge as you want to.
Yeah,
I don't
you.
care. Yeah. We're defensive, as you can tell already, from the get.
Uh-huh.
We don't care what you think about us or our feelings about Disney. We love it.
Yeah.
I continue
And we
to love
never
it.
thought we would be like this. We're slightly ashamed. But guess what? We have a good time, and you can't fault us for that.
You can't. We are happy. But Disney is a lot of walking.
Oh, it is a lot of work.
And I train on the regular. This is what has blown my mind about the whole thing. Like, this time more than a lot, I'm in peak physical condition.
Uh-huh.
My legs have still not recovered.
Really?
Like, the pain in my calves.
See, I am not in peak physical condition, and I'm all right.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing with
key to
Disney.
life.
Maybe that's
Stay
the
weak, folks.
Stay weak. Yeah, so I've been recovering from that. So I've been watching a lot more TV.
Tell me about that.
Well, this weekend I decided I want to watch some movies.
Oh,
Like I've been watching TV shows, but I wanted to watch movies. So I watched that Mickey 17 movie.
Oh, you were talking about that movie. Bad?
No, I mean weird.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
You don't have to.
Okay, good.
I don't know that it was, I know you don't like intentionally weird.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it was. It was kind of sci-fi-y.
Okay.
Again, Mark Ruffalo is in it.
Okay.
So he might be weird.
He is weird, and I like that.
But it was good. I just couldn't get over because I feel like, who's the boy in it? He's a man now.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson?
Pattinson? I still can't decide if he's attractive. I can't decide.
No, I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
I liked him when he was Cedric Diggory in
Okay,
Harry Potter.
please, because there's so many things wrong with that.
Right.
He's a little.
No,
boy.
I mean, I didn't like him, but I thought he was like, going to grow up to be a fine young gentleman.
Okay.
Obviously.
Let's stop right there. But he is a man in this movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I like him a lot. I think he's a very good actor.
Okay.
But, and he's doing like a voice thing in this movie, like several voice things.
Okay.
But he did a good job.
I watched, so we started, well, not we, me, all by myself. That show Sirens came out.
Oh,
On
yeah.
Netflix.
Is it good?
Julianne Moore in it.
Yeah.
And a couple other people. It's interesting. I think it's only 4 episodes, and I just finished the 3rd episode. So, like, we're at the peak. Bacon's in it. Kevin Bacon's in it.
Oh.
And he looks great. My God.
He made some kind of deal with the devil.
He did. He looks fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
he did lose all his money at one point.
He did.
Remember that?
That was his deal with the devil. I'm going to take away all your money for a little
And
while.
you're going to have to build it all back up, buddy. And he did.
But you will never look bad.
You'll never, ever look back.
I did just read that him and his wife are like
first cousins or something. Yeah.
Which, you
No,
know,
I mean, they're not first cousins.
they're like second cousins.
Yeah, he did like that Ancestry like TV show or whatever, right?
Oh my God, that would be the worst. Because no matter what, and honestly, I don't think it matters genetically. That's not a big deal,
Right.
to marry a cousin. But we all know that society frowns upon this.
Right. I remember there was a 30 Rock episode where she dated her cousin, and she's like, "Okay, on the count of 3, say the relationship that we could have that it would be okay." And he's like, "Third cousin." She's like, "No relationship at all."
Yeah. But
anyway, so that show Sirens. Okay, so for those who watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Dennis Reynolds
Oh, yeah?
is the boyfriend in it.
Okay.
Which he's our age.
Yeah.
And the girl that he's dating was born in the year 2000. I had to look it up because it bothered me so much.
In real life or in this show?
On the show.
Okay. But they just act like it's normal.
Yeah, they don't really make mention of it. I mean, he's had a lot of plastic surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Which
know who I'm
one's
talking
Dennis
about?
Reynolds?
He's the guy from AP Bio.
Oh, he's had a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen his face since AP Bio.
I have a lot of questions about that guy.
What are your questions?
I think he might be an asshole in real life, but I don't know.
Okay.
No judgment, sir. I think you're wonderful.
You just judged him as an asshole.
No, I love you. I'm sorry. But anyway.
He's not listening.
That show's interesting.
You like Sirens.
I think it's okay. I think it's interesting for Julianne Moore. I think they're really trying to, like, capitalize on Nicole Kidman's career right now and put all these, like, older ladies in these, like, grand dame roles.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, I know.
I like it.
Yeah, but she's, like, all into birds and stuff, so it might be like you.
Being into birds is a new thing. Like, I just watched that other show, The Residents. That was about the White House, which I really liked that show.
I heard that was good.
It was good.
Watch that.
But there was a birding through line in that.
Yeah, birds are hot right now.
Birds are so hot right now. Oh my God. The other thing I watched yesterday, which, I somehow went to film school and have been like a movie buff, we'll say, for years.
Citizen Kane.
Of course I've seen Citizen Kane.
Just kidding.
But what I haven't seen is The Godfather. So yesterday I was just like, you know what? I'm going to fucking watch The Godfather.
I watched it recently too.
It's good. Yeah. I mean, it's
fine.
It's a mobster movie.
It's fine.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine. I enjoyed it, but I'm not like...
Are you dying over it? Do you need to get a poster for your wall?
I mean, I think I have to now. One's probably on its way in the mail.
Yeah, it just comes to you.
It just comes to you. And then I just feel this sudden urge to go to a postage store and get it dry mounted.
Yeah, they don't say dry mounted ever again.
So I watched The Godfather, and I guess I'll have to watch The Godfather Part 2 at some point.
Yeah, I've seen them both pretty recently. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel.
Anything that anyone else makes a big deal out of, it takes me a lot more.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, it was so good.
I think I could see why it's very, like, it had some very quotable lines in it.
Sure.
So I could see why it's kind of quotable.
It's a boy movie.
It's a boy movie. I like the way it looked because it's so old
like
and I really
tinged.
Yeah. It looked like an old 70s,
sepia.
an old 70s couch.
Sure.
And I liked that about it.
Yeah.
But
and I liked what's his name? Al Pacino.
He's just such a nice boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
And James Caan.
Jimmy
Little
Caan.
Jimmy Caan.
Little Jimmy Caan. Yeah, it was good. I was glad that I watched it. So I watched those things, and then the other thing, the final thing on my list that I've been watching is not a movie, it's a TV show.
What is it?
The Conan travel show.
Oh yeah,
he's come out with new episodes. I enjoy it. I enjoy Conan. I think he's very funny. I feel like he is just singularly Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Like there's just nobody else who has that humor. And I truly have been a Conan O'Brien fan forever. Like his show I loved so much, and I just think I have a deep love of Conan.
Me too. He, I watched the he won.
Oh
the
yeah,
Mark
I watched
Twain
that
Prize.
too. I loved that.
Oh my god, I thought it was one of the funniest things.
So
ever.
good.
Sarah Silverman. Amazing.
I know.
Someone bow down to her.
I know. It was really great.
Yeah. So that whole thing was really funny, and I loved it. And I loved that he was like humble but emotional, but like also funny, and like you got a true sense of who he is as a person based off of his friendships, which was really nice. Yeah, very nice. Good for you, Conan.
Good for you, Conan. We're so proud.
You're really doing some stuff.
We're so proud of you. Well, I know two people who met remember like after his show got canceled, and he did like a world tour, and he was like playing guitar, and he was like the Team Coco thing, traveling from Save Coco, wasn't that the thing? So my boss, at the time I was living in Philadelphia, and my bosses went out to get coffee in the morning, as they do, and they just like randomly walked past him on like a pretty empty street early in the morning, and they were like, Conan O'Brien, and he stopped and he talked to them and he took a picture with them. So by all means, they were just, I remember them coming back and just being so bowled over by how nice he was and just how kind he was to stop and talk with them. Yeah.
Have you ever met a celebrity?
Yes. I met Bjork in a similar way.
Like you were introduced to her?
No.
Bjork, this is Emily. Emily, this is Bjork?
No. It was like 1 second in passing. Same thing in Philadelphia. She was with some very tall man. They were both wearing, or he was wearing a kilt. She just looked very Bjork. And I was like, she had just made like that movie where she sang. It was a good movie.
Okay.
And I was just like, hey, I really liked whatever. And she just like, thank you. And that was it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
But and meeting a celebrity, I did meet a celebrity, but he's a controversial one. Who I like. I think the celebrity that I've had the most like. Well, aside from Jason Priestley.
Yeah, obviously. We had dinner with him.
We had dinner with him recently.
Yeah.
But prior to Jason Priestley, my longest like casual conversation with a celebrity was with Danny Masterson.
Oh,
accused rapist Danny Masterson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
And you probably thought he was nice.
No, I didn't. I thought he was a bit of a jerk because he was like talking about he had these custom Italian shoes, and he was like the person I was at the party with was like, oh, commented like, oh, I really like your shoes, and then he was like talking this guy's ear off about where to get the best custom Italian shoes, and I wanted to be like, who are you talking to?
All right,
you're disgusting, and I didn't even know that he raped at that point.
Okay, all right, moving on. Are you? It's your turn to bring a movie. You haven't brought a movie in like weeks.
It's been
so long.
I didn't even know what's a movie.
Are you ready for me to hate whatever you've chosen?
I am.
All right, great.
Let's do this.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit you with a couple facts first.
All right, hit me. I'm ready for this fact.
So Carl Reiner directed this movie.
Carl Reiner.
That's what I said.
Okay.
And Danny Elfman did the music.
Okay, we know him.
And you're never going to guess what this movie is.
All right, have I ever watched it before?
You know, I was thinking about that. I think, I watched this movie a lot. I would be surprised if you did not watch this movie because it was a very big movie at the time.
Okay, what year did it come out?
1987.
All right.
And I just remember being so excited when this thing hit cable because I wanted to see it so much.
And there's a lot of music in it? Is there singing?
There's no singing, but there's a background. I mean, there's a track. This is a very solidly 80s movie. Mm-hmm. You got teenagers in it.
All right.
And a lot of teenagers. There's a lot of people in this movie. Mm-hmm. And they're in school. Mm-hmm. And that's the movie. It's pretty much
high school or college?
They're in high school. In fact, they have to be in school extra. Because they are in...
Summer school?
Yes.
I've seen this movie so many times.
I didn't know if you would have seen it.
Yeah.
Did you love this movie?
Yeah.
Of course. This movie's great.
I know. Mark Harmon.
Mark Harmon.
What?
See, my husband was like... He was asking me about it. And my husband, it's really hit and miss whether or not he's seen a movie. And he has not seen this movie. And I was like, don't you remember with Mark Harmon? He's like, Mark Harmon? Who's that?
What?
I know. I'm like, he's a fucking national treasure. And you need to respect.
Respect the Harmon.
Respect the Harmon. So I pulled up a picture of him and I showed him. He's like, oh yeah, NCIS.
That's right.
I was like, yes.
Oh, I forgot. You're an old person, Alex Paul. Who watches CBS on the regular.
Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have nothing but treasured memories of this movie.
I love this movie.
Love it. Like, I love this movie so much. I have not seen this movie.
Well, this movie brought a lot of, I feel like this brought in a lot to my life. Like that whole like California living, like beach style homes, like all of that kind of stuff that I feel like was kind of new.
Yes. Like this idea that like you lived by the beach.
And also that like he's an adult and he doesn't really have his shit together.
He doesn't.
So like that was kind of new too.
Yes.
It was like right when you're getting to that age where you're like, wait, they don't know everything.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I loved him so much. His love interest in this is Kirstie Alley. Is also in this. And I think this is the first time Kirstie Alley's coming to the pod.
I think so.
Yeah.
We haven't watched Look Who's Talking yet.
We haven't, but it's going to happen at some point.
Well, sadly it will.
Kirstie Alley, I mean, my memory of her in this movie that she always wore very like loose clothing. It was like her kind of a thing.
Kirstie Alley, when I worked in publishing, we did her book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it was a really big deal, and it was like a rush thing, and I remember it was like all hands on deck, and like...
Did she ever come to the office?
I'm sure she did. I was not invited to those meetings. I was like 24.
You're like, Kirstie's here.
Right.
Oh, my God. Well, it was interesting to me, though, looking up this movie, because while I love this movie, you love this movie.
Yeah. No facts?
People don't love this movie.
No.
What the fuck?
What's not to love about it?
I know. This film has generally unfavorable reviews by Rotten Tomatoes.
Rude.
I know. It's
Okay.
so rude.
Tell me more
Roger
about it.
Ebert
Yeah.
hated this movie.
Interesting.
So much. He only gave it half a star.
Oh my God.
And he offered this grumpy gem, which I do have to read in full because,
Okay.
you know, you got to love an Ebert grumpy gem.
Okay.
Summer School is a movie that, as a comedy so listless, leisurely, and unspirited, that it was an act of the will for me to care about it, even while I was watching it.
Jesus.
This movie has no particular reason for being other than to supply employment for people whose job possibilities will not be enhanced by it.
Oh my.
What the hell?
What's he got against Mark Harmon?
I know. And it wasn't like,
I just remember it being delightful.
it's so much more delightful than so many movies of this time.
Did it make money?
I mean, I couldn't find how much it was made for, but it was, it did, like, it was like the 32nd highest grossing movie of the year, which who knows what that means.
Sure.
But it made
It was
millions.
a time when there was lots of movies.
Oh, yeah. It grossed $35.7
good.
million in the United
Teen
States.
Wolf was only 33 million.
But there were a lot of people in this movie. Although they were a lot of young actors who,
Yeah.
who knows, they probably got paid like a ham sandwich to be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was, like I said, it came out in 1987 and it's rated PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that Carl Reiner directed this. I don't know why that was surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because you just associate him with...
Quality. Well,
But you love Carl Reiner because he was in your precious Ocean's 11 movies.
I do. Yes, I know.
Yes.
I know. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You associate him with quality, like Ocean's 11.
That's true. That's true. And one little fact about this movie that I just love so much was that Carl Reiner arranged, like, you know, the scene where they tried, it's like the classic scene where they tried to scare off the substitute by like using all the movie effects makeup.
Yeah.
So he arranged for that scene to be shot on October 31st so that the actors could wear their costumes and makeup to the Halloween parties they were going to
Cute.
that night.
That's kind.
Isn't that so fun? Like, can you imagine being like a young person and just coming off a movie set with all
Like
your
real good makeup.
yeah, and just being able to go out to parties.
That's funny. I would like to watch it more closely to see what they dress up as.
I know, that's pretty great. But going through and looking at all the different actors in it, I was remembering all the different characters, and there's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah, the one guy with the dark hair.
He's a stripper.
I don't remember that.
But there's the guy who's also in Heathers, who was one of the students, too.
Okay. But
Yeah.
then there's another guy that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
That's like the funny guy.
Oh, Dave Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chainsaw and Dave. We'll see you at the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still does stuff.
Okay.
I looked back in all of their things, and I definitely used the Kim Tweed is their photo, the photo from this movie,
okay.
as a judge. And for some of them, it was.
Okay.
For sure.
Sure.
But a lot of them have worked. You know, like that guy, he's gone on, like he's still in the industry.
Yeah,
He's still
yeah.
playing, you know, bit parts here and there. His
Sure.
wife's an editor.
Okay.
So they're definitely, you know, an LA couple doing the thing.
Right.
The other guy, Dave, with the blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
So he was in stuff when he was young.
Uh-huh.
Like in fact, they call him a child actor.
Oh, all right.
He was one of the kids in Stand By Me. Like one of like the older brother
All right.
crew people.
Okay.
And he also was on a lot of TV shows like Growing Pains. But he really stopped acting for a while. I mean, it seemed like he went on like a weirdo deep end thing.
Yeah.
But now he like contributes to podcasts and stuff.
All right. Call him up. Get him over here.
The other thing that was interesting was the guy who wrote this movie. He used to write for Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And a bunch of other things. And he kind of fell off the face. And now he works in substance use. He runs like substance use centers in California.
Oh, wow.
And he's on LinkedIn. He's just a guy who's like an executive director of
Yeah.
those places who's like on
I
LinkedIn.
bet that happens a lot.
I don't know why that's
It's weird.
weird to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Because then you can just connect to them.
sure. Why not?
I did. I hit the connect
He
button.
wants you to connect. Yeah. He'll accept.
If he accepts,
Yeah.
he'll be my new best friend. I'll be
Right.
like, I love your movie. He'll be like, I don't do that anymore. I work in, I help people. And
Right.
I'll
He's
be
all
like,
serious.
I know. Come on, though. What about it? What about? What was it like? What was it like working with? Where'd you come up with the name Shoop?
He's like, I didn't come up with it. Have you ever heard about how movies are made before? We don't decide on our names.
You know what's funny to me though is that they call don't they call the teacher Shoop?
Yeah.
And isn't Shoop the name of the character that from One Crazy Summer?
No, Hoops.
Hoops.
Because remember, he likes basketball.
They call him Hoops?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Well, it's not Shoop. Shoop is the name of a song by Salt and Pepper.
That's true. This school, and you were talking about, and I think you've talked about this before on here, how so many of the movies that we saw of other kids in high school was a very California experience of high school.
Lockers outside, man.
Yeah. So this film was, the school used for this was the same school from The Karate Kid, which is very much that California vibe kind of school. Also in this movie is a young Courtney Thorne-Smith who became famous later on.
She knows Jason Priestley.
Priestley. Was he in Melrose Place? Did he show up there sometimes?
They were connected. Those shows were intertwined.
Were they?
Yeah.
Did you have cross pollination?
Yeah, it was a spinoff.
Okay.
Melrose Place was a spinoff of 90210.
I kind of knew that they were related,
And
but no same characters.
Grant Show, the main guy, I believe he was the crossover person.
What did he do on 90210?
He dated someone, I think.
Oh, weird. Weird.
There were millions of episodes. I can't remember them all.
Well, Courtney Thorne-Smith, she was on that, and she was also on Ally McBeal, which was another, like, time capsule show.
And then she was, like, on some movie where she was, like, Jim Belushi's wife or something like that, right?
I don't know. But I saw her recently. I think when we were on vacation, we watched an episode of 2.5 Men. Because I've never really watched that show, but she was on that too. And she was in the episode that we watched.
Oh, she was?
And I was like, oh, it's Courtney Thorne-Smith.
You know who's on 2.5 Men? Is that Melanie Linsky?
Who's that?
She's like a real big actress right now. She's married to Jason Ritter.
Oh,
But like she got her start on 2.5 Men.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But yeah, Courtney Thorne-Smith, who I remember was such a big deal. This was when she was young. So one thing that has changed is that when she first, when this movie first came out, her name was not a part of it at all. But in later DVD covers for the movie, because she got famous, she became like third billed on the theatrical trailer. Now, Courtney Thorne-Smith, I did not, think one way or the other about her. She's just always kind of been a person there. So I was like, oh, let me
Doesn't she have a crush on the teacher in this?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, let me read a little bit more about Courtney Thorne-Smith. And the more I read about her, the more I didn't like her. So I was like, let me just not read about her anymore.
All right. Well.
Yeah, she had some kind of quote where she was talking about like her boobs, because I guess she has big boobs.
Good for her.
I know. And she used to have a double D, and she thought that it was going to hurt her film career.
Because they were too big?
Because they were just too big.
Oh,
so then she decided to start doing yoga. And because she redistributed the fat, because that's what boobs are made of.
Yes, I'm aware.
Just fat. And so she was able to get them down to a C cup.
Interesting.
So she really thanks yoga for that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
And there were more little gems like that in there. So, yeah, she's a great one.
All right.
There's also a music video for the song that's in this movie called Mind Over Matter. Okay. And I actually went back and looked at the movie because they said that all of the students came back and reprised their roles in the music video. The music video is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Is Mark Harmon in the music video?
Mark Harmon isn't, but like all the kids are. Because the kids are probably like, what else do I have to do? Right. Sure, I'll be in your video. But Elizabeth Daily herself is kind of
Wasn't Mark Harmon in another movie around this time that's kind of similar? I'll have to look it up.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. He was in Jag.
No, I know. That's not this.
Okay. Oh, this is another fun fact that I thought that you would like. So, do you remember there's like a scene where he's teaching them the power of writing, and so they write to different companies, and then the one kid gets like some sunglasses for free back.
Yeah.
Cool dude sunglasses. So two of the pairs were also worn by Misha Taylor's character Hollywood in the movie Mannequin.
Nice.
I know. Someone in a prop department was just like, I just need some wacky sunglasses. Right. Put them in here. So this movie, it's been a long time. Adam Sandler's Happy Madison Company bought the rights to remake in 2012, but nothing's yet in production.
Interesting. I wonder who they would choose to be the teacher.
I don't know. But I just... Maybe they're looking at the reviews and they're like, nobody wants this movie. Look, this movie did so poorly. We want it.
Yeah. This movie was one of those ones that was just on TV all the time.
I think it was
Once
on
it
TV.
got on TV, but it was on all the time.
But I would watch it anytime.
Oh, yeah,
it was
us
on.
too.
Like if I came across this movie, I'd be like, well, this is great.
And I feel like I was like, this is one of the best ones.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, we loved it. I'm excited to watch it.
I've been really excited to watch this, and I've been thinking about this movie for months, but I've been holding off because I really wanted to watch this movie when it was summer.
Yeah.
And I feel like today's Memorial Day.
It is.
It's the official start of summer. What better way to start off the official
Kick
start
it
of
off.
summer than watching Summer School?
Summer School. Yes. All right, let's go. Are you ready?
I'm ready and I'm excited.
Confidently controversial.
Okay.
Guys,
I'm so mad at Roger Ebert.
what the heck?
It's so good.
This movie is like beyond charming.
I know. I don't know. Okay, so when you said that it was like really panned and that Roger Ebert hated it and just thought it was like, he was fucking harsh.
But even in today, like its score on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic are both
Very low.
rated, generally unfavorable.
Yeah, and that's what so I was like, oh, okay, maybe we're going to go back and this is going to be total trash.
Yes, I thought the exact same thing. I thought, well, I'm obviously not remembering this in the right way.
I was 10 years old.
Right. I was little. I thought it was cool.
Right.
And obviously it's going to be bad.
But it's not.
I love it.
I know, it's great.
I want this movie to be more of my personality than it is.
I'm a little sad. I know. I'm a little sad that more wasn't done with it. Like we said, there should have been a sequel.
There should have been
A
spin-offs.
spin-off.
So many things could have happened with this, but I think people didn't like it at the time and it got just swept away.
Swept away.
Like Bob's head.
That's right.
It's just swept away. Okay. We're going to start with Mark Harmon.
Yeah, let's start there.
First of all, he's so handsome.
He is very handsome. He's so tan.
He's so tan and he's just got that smile. And I do feel
charming.
he's charming. He's got a Dax Shepard vibe.
Yeah.
I think if they were to remake this, Dax Shepard would be
Dax
great.
is probably a little too old, but
He's probably a little too old. He's like a little too beefy now.
Yeah.
But I think like Dax Shepard, prime Dax Shepard, Parenthood Dax Shepard
Yeah.
would have been a great. Would have been a great teacher in this because he also has like the same energy.
Yeah.
It's very chill, but also very like sensitive and
But also
nice.
smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Shoop is like the Mark Harmon character is supposed to be smart in this.
No, but I think he's fine. Like, I don't think he's supposed to be a real dummy.
I think the way that they talk about him is so mean.
Yeah,
Like he's this terrible teacher, but he's actually a wonderful teacher from the beginning.
He teaches gym.
He teaches gym.
But, yeah, so, okay. So the movie starts out with, we see it's like the last day of school.
Right.
And the security guard is going around and he's handing out pink slips, basically, which mean you have to go to summer school.
It's like Midnight Madness, except they're not getting invited to a game. They're getting invited to summer school.
That's right. They have to go to summer school. So, and then they have a teacher who is Carl Reiner, and he's all set up to teach summer school. But then he wins the lotto.
He wins $50,000, and he's like, I don't need that extra $3,000 teaching
I'm
summer
taking
school.
the summer off.
Yeah.
So they're like desperate to find someone to teach summer school, and they kind of go around to all like the second tier teachers, and they're like, you, and they're all like, nope, we're out of here.
They're running away
See
from the
you
vice
later.
principal. They're running away from him in the parking lot.
Yeah. But then, good old Mark Harmon, he's packing his car to go to Hawaii for the summer with his real young girlfriend, Kim. And
Who is
Missy from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes. The young mom.
The young mom. Yeah.
She's always just like a trophy wife, this woman.
But I did see that she's in the sequel, and she's also in like the most current sequel.
Oh, that makes me love her.
I know, which means that they're still together. Good for them.
Good for them. They made it.
Yeah. So anyway, so he gets kind of stuck with it, and they're basically like, if you don't do this, there's no chance of you getting tenure next year.
What is tenure?
It's like when you've worked a certain number of years and your job is more protected.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wish I had that.
I know. Like, so I feel like it's harder to, and
Yeah, you don't know what you're
I
talking
don't,
about.
I'm not a teacher. Your mom is like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I believe it's when, you get a certain level of time working at your job, and then also like meet certain milestones, and then you can't get fired.
Maybe. I always thought it was 10-year. And that was like, you got your tenure.
Nope.
But it's tenure. But you can't get that at regular jobs.
No, you get it at only teaching.
Only teaching.
I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they, threaten him with not getting tenure. So he's like, all right, fine, I have to do it. And they're basically like, these kids have to pass this test or you're not getting tenure. And he sees the kids, and the kids are like a motley crew of summer school kids.
I love this group of kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. They're delightful.
And I feel like there's a whole lot more of them in the beginning, but then it gets pared down to basically this core group.
Well, they all leave in the beginning. Well, first of all, I think at first he's not very interested in teaching them either.
Right, and they kind of think he's a pushover. They know him as a pushover teacher, so they're like, party summer. Like, they're super psyched and that they're not going to have to do anything.
Right. They're like, he's a gym teacher. He doesn't, like, they show him in the beginning, and he's letting his students in his gym class just give themselves a grade.
Yeah, choose their own grade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's definitely known as a pushover. And at first, he's like, we're going to just go on a lot of field trips.
Yeah. So the kids in his class, I mean, they're what ultimately ends up being in the class. There's Chainsaw.
Yeah, Chainsaw and Dave.
Yeah, which highlight of the movie.
Oh my God.
They're the best thing about this movie.
They're great.
Incredible. I want more.
Because we're Chainsaw and Dave.
We are.
That's why, let's be honest, that's why we love that.
Yeah.
There's the Italian exchange student who they're like in love with.
Yes. There's the pregnant girl.
Yes. And the football boy.
And the football boy who wears tank tops.
He wears tank tops.
And he's the dead gay son from Heathers.
He is.
And then you have Larry, who is
sleepy boy.
Sleepy boy. He sleeps all day, and you don't know why he sleeps. And then you find out they was a stripper.
Yes. There's the girl who can't drive and can't read.
Yes, she's dyslexic.
Yes.
And she has big problems. And then there's Pam,
Pam,
who is Courtney Thorne-Smith with the big knockers.
Yeah, but she's like real spiritual, and she's all about surfing.
She can't concentrate, guys. She has a little bit of ADHD, but
yeah, but she falls in love with the teacher, and we're going to talk more about that in a second.
We can get to that.
Then the Ikian kid, who you would think is a nerd, but he's actually dumb. Yeah. A dumb nerd. He's playing against type.
Right, but his family is all nerds, so he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's it? Oh.
Who else?
And that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah. It is a motley crew.
Yes. A fun crew of students. So basically, something happens, and
they get in trouble for going on all the field trips because the nerdy kid is allergic to farm animals, and they go to the farm.
Right.
And so his grandma brings him in and is just like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
So that's when Shoop gets in trouble, and that's when the vice principal is like, "Listen, you're going to fire it unless you can get every one of these kids to pass."
Right.
So Shoop's like, "Challenge accepted."
Yeah. So he comes to school and he's all dressed in a suit, and he's like, trying to be serious, and he's like, "Look, guys, you'll pass the test, and I'll do you guys favors."
Yeah.
Well, they ask for favors.
They negotiate with him.
Yeah,
they're like, "Listen, we'll pass. We'll do all the stuff.
We'll try.
But you get to grant each of us one wish."
Right.
Which is hysterical.
Yeah.
Because the things that they asked for, the pregnant girl wants a Lamaze coach.
Right. It's not high stakes stuff.
No, it's not. The football player wants a coach, like someone to practice with
him. The Chainsaw and Dave, they
want to party at his house.
And also to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre in class.
Yes, and then what was the other thing? Because they take the girls...
Anna Maria. They take her thing. I forget
what theirs is.
Yeah, and then Pam, she's like, "I will tell you later what I want.
When the time is right."
Right. The one girl wants to know how to drive.
The sleepy boy wants a bed.
Is that what he wants?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, they put a cot in the room.
There. And Pam wants to name hers later. And then the dorky guy...
He just wants to be invited to the party.
Oh, right. Okay.
And he is.
Yeah, because they're all friends.
So they start doing all of the wishes. You see, like, montage of all the wishes coming true.
Yes.
And along the way, we didn't talk about Kirstie Alley.
Oh, yeah. She's there, too.
So Kirstie Alley, she teaches in the classroom next door. And, like, I don't understand. Is she just there? Is she just a summer school teacher? Because it's like they don't know each other.
Yeah. Or maybe they've just never crossed paths. Because she teaches honors classes, and he teaches gym.
But you would think gym intersects with everybody.
Yeah, but I guess, her kids are capable of getting to the gym on their own. She doesn't need to take them. Okay. She's just like, you just go. And they're responsible kids, and they just go.
So he loves her from the
her big hair and her small face. He really loves her.
Oh my gosh, what is the thing with Kirstie Alley? Like, she was a big star.
Oh, yeah. Remember when she went on Cheers? It was like a big deal.
Oh, people were freaking out. This was her first movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
After Cheers. This was
Maybe.
right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the
Yeah.
timing at all. I think she was on Cheers before this happened.
Yeah, but she was a big.
Well, Look Who's Talking and Look Who's
yeah.
Talking Too.
Those were big.
They were
They were
big
big movies inexplicably.
I don't understand her charm. I'm not charmed by her.
No.
Her hair's scraggly.
She's Scientology.
She is.
Yes.
She's dead now. She
I know.
died recently.
Yeah.
But she was major Scientologist.
And also perhaps had like some addiction issues.
yeah.
Maybe.
I
don't really
think
know
that,
for sure.
I
I
mean-
remember there was a lot. I mean, she was like, you guys don't understand how much in the news she was. Like she's a big deal.
Oh my gosh, she was on the cover of TV Guide so many times.
For sure. She might be right now.
I know. If they still made it, she would definitely
They
be.
do still make it. We subscribe.
Oh, but it's not small.
No, it's not small.
They should they should go back.
I know. Oh man, I freaking love the TV guide. I read the TV guide.
Oh, me too. Cheers and Cheers, baby.
Yeah, and then in the beginning they would have like articles about the shows and stuff like that. Crossword puzzle in the back.
I love the little teeny tiny blurbs. Like when you would actually go and you'd look to see what was on the
What was
schedule.
on.
Because that's how you would find out what was
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
on
yeah.
TV, guys. You looked in a book.
Right. And if you missed it, you missed it until maybe summer vacation when they
Yeah.
played a rerun. But they didn't play the reruns in order always.
Oh, yeah. We would go through it and we would like highlight the things we wanted to see.
Oh my God, yeah. It was a big deal getting that TV guide.
It was a big deal.
And it used to be small. It used to be like
It was like a
6
pocketbook
by 4,
size.
4 by 6.
Yeah. Like you could put
5
it.
by 7 maybe.
Could you fit it in your back pocket?
No.
Maybe a man could.
Maybe. A big man.
A big man
With
could.
big pockets.
Yes, he could absolutely fit it in
Yeah,
his
but
back.
and it was thick.
Yeah, it was nice. It was
It
a
was
nice
nice.
size. Good binding on it. But anyway, yes, Kirstie Alley was a big deal, and Mark Harmon falls in love with her right away and wants to go out to dinner with her. And she's
Even
just
though
like,
he like implies later on that he still sort of has a girlfriend in Kimberly, who's in
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
But she went to Hawaii without him.
I know.
I think
Okay.
he's probably like, yeah,
Sure.
this isn't a good relationship.
Okay.
But it turns out that Kirstie Alley is dating the
Principal?
weird vice principal.
Whatever, yeah.
But yeah, he's a chode.
Yes. He's real chody.
He's got like a comb over. He's weird.
Yeah, he's recognizable. He's been in other stuff.
Yeah, but she loves him. But she doesn't love him. But she's
likes hanging out with him.
yeah,
She's trying it out.
She is. But she's charmed by Mark Harmon because who wouldn't be?
Sure. Yeah.
And she's helping him teach because he's basically like, okay, now I really have to teach these kids.
And I don't know how to teach. I don't know how.
So she helps him, and they are like in it to win it.
Yeah.
And the kids are studying, and he's doing all the things.
And at the same time, they're crossing off all these milestones. They're passing their driver's tests. They're having parties.
Yeah, then he
they're
goes to
watching
jail.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh yeah, he gets arrested.
Because Chainsaw and Dave, while they are delightful, are apparently drunk all the
Yes,
time.
yes.
Like that's part of their thing too, which I think is funny.
Yeah,
That-
drunk
that-
constantly. Like at the end, they celebrate the fact that they've been sober for 2 days.
Yeah, like that's part of who
their
they
storyline.
are.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to
And
me.
yeah, there's a part where Chainsaw wants to drive, and Mark Harmon's like, "No, you've been drinking," and it's like morning.
I feel like there was a lot about. I don't know that there were any kids in our high school who did this, but I remember in a lot of shows where you would hear of kids who would just go to school and be drunk all the
Really?
time, and just hearing about it in documentaries and things like that. How like, oh, I went to school and I was drunk all the time. I would just drink all day at school, which I just think to myself, a teacher would like. You would start to stink of
Yeah.
alcohol if you were actually drinking all day at school. You can't hide. You think you
Yeah,
can
no.
hide it, but you can't hide that.
No, probably not.
But
Probably not.
I've heard this multiple different times back from the 80s of like these kids who would just go to school drunk all the time.
I don't remember having my like first sip of alcohol or anything.
You don't. You just blacked out.
Probably.
You've been drinking so hard ever since you just don't remember when it started.
Exactly.
Kim's drunk right now.
That's exactly right. No, I don't. I really don't. Like, I remember the first time I was like really drunk, but I don't remember it could have been the same time.
Okay.
Because I feel like back then you didn't know. You just saw like in movies people doing like shots and drinking a lot to excess. So you didn't really understand what a little or a lot was.
No. And also you have Chainsaw and Dave who are acting fairly normal, but
Yeah.
they're apparently drunk all the
Sure,
time
sure,
and they're
sure.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any. I don't know.
No, but anyway. Okay. And also like Mark Harmon as the teacher knows this and he's not overly concerned by it. I
I
feel
think
like
Mark Harmon's thing with all the students is kind of, and this is probably why he's a good teacher is that he just accepts these kids as who they are, and he's not judgmental of them. He's just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, there comes to a point at the end where like the vice principal guy is calling them losers and very much,
Bad kids.
Yeah, classifying them based on, their difficulties with learning and stuff like that. And they're good kids. They're not bad kids.
And Mark Harmon sees that they're good kids, but he does get aggravated with them. They throw a party at his house. They burn his couch, and they kill his fish.
Yeah. Oh, and then at this point, too, Pam is just like, I want to tell you my favor now. And it's basically, she wants to move in with him.
And she does not hide the fact that she's in love with him. No. And she's just like, how old's your girlfriend now? She's 21. Well, I'm only 16. That's 5 years difference.
Right. And
that's
also
not a big deal.
And also she tries to sell the fact that her being younger is actually better in the long run. Because she's going to be younger longer.
Yeah.
It's real gross.
Well, yeah. But like, I think his handling of it, never at any time in watching this movie do you feel like he is tempted by her
no, not at
or
all.
interested in her or, looking at her in bad ways.
No.
At all. There's none of that.
No, that's
not
true.
even a hint.
Yeah. And she's like laying on his bed and like she's trying to make the moves.
And he doesn't even he's not even like looking at her like, oh my God, I'm crazy for leaving this room. He's just like, okay, I see what's going on here.
Right. Let me remove myself from the situation as to not hurt your feelings, but also to get, to know that this is not going to happen.
Which I think is, he handles it 100% the appropriate way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that there's, and in a lot of the way he handles things, I think that he is extremely appropriate.
And very kind at the same time. God, Mark Harmon.
God, why didn't he have a bigger career?
He does. He's on NCIS.
And Jag. But he didn't have any other movies. This was his only movie, wasn't it?
No, he's been in lots of stuff. I looked him up.
Oh, really?
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
Good. So he's done well.
Oh, yeah, I think he's fine.
Okay.
I think he's
successful. As long as he's okay.
He probably has a really nice home.
Oh, my God. He's got like a lovely lip shape.
He does.
And such a beautiful smile.
Yeah. And he's like, and I like that he's real tan for this part. Like, he played the part.
And I like his dog friend.
Yeah.
He's got a really
real sweet.
His dog's real sweet.
Yeah.
The part where he's like putting peanut butter. And I remember my mom being very like, oh my God, about that part. But I love it.
Yeah. He basically at one part, he like dips his fingers in the peanut butter, then he dips his fingers in the jelly, and he's like eating it off his fingers, and he's giving it to the dog, and then he's eating it off his own fingers again. It's classic.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It's so good. There's nothing about this movie that I did not love.
No, I know.
For 1 minute of it.
I know.
I enjoyed it top to bottom.
Yeah. Okay, so, and Chainsaw and Dave, they're obsessed with horror movies. Emily talked about this a little bit in the beginning. So they really are teaching this foreign exchange student girl about horror movies, and they watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre in class. And then when...
there's a brief period where Shoop, he's just like, I quit. Like, I'm not dealing with this.
And also the kids ask for more stuff. They're like, okay, we got what we wanted. Now we want more. And he's like, no, what? Forget it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of your shit.
Yeah,
I gave up my whole summer for you. I've done everything that you've asked me to do. You're all in a better place than you were, and now you're pushing for more. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm going to Hawaii.
Yeah, to be tan.
So he leaves, and they have to find a replacement teacher, and they get a substitute teacher to come. And they basically greet her.
Well, it's funny because she makes the comment, the substitute teacher, before she comes in, that this is her first time teaching high school. And when she comes in... The one, what is her name? The woman who's dyslexic, the girl who's dyslexic.
I didn't write
She
her.
comes out of her room and she's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is that your blood?
Right.
Which I always just remember being so funny because she's like a grade school teacher.
Right.
And that's how she's dealing with it. And then she goes in and it's great.
Oh my God. They have like, one of their necks is sliced. They have like entrails. The one kid's eyeballs popped out.
One goes hanging.
One goes hanging from the wall. The one, the pregnant girl, she has like a ruler in her mouth and it's all stretched out.
Oh, it's a ruler? Is that what that is?
Yeah, you can see the numbers on it.
Oh!
And then the one boy has a saw in his head. And it's all, and there's like a hand. It's just all really funny.
It's so goofy. And they pull the kid's tongue out of his mouth.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So, and that's the passion of Chainsaw and Dave, is to do like special effects for horror movies.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. Obviously the teacher runs away.
Yes.
And everyone's like, we need Mr. Shoot back.
Yeah. So they get Mr. Shoot back. He teaches them. He does the test. The one pregnant girl has her baby.
Yes.
Which is anher like pretty heavy thing in this movie.
Yeah.
She has the baby, and then they're all talking with her afterwards, and because her and the football guy have like fallen in love.
Yeah,
This.
they don't smooch or anything, but like you can tell they've made a connection.
They've made a connection, and she basically tells everyone that she's giving the baby up for adoption,
And they're all very supportive.
yeah,
It's very nice.
it's crazy.
It's very nice.
Yeah, but I mean, heavy stuff in this movie, and I
Yeah.
feel like I've watched it a lot.
Yeah.
We also need to talk about the 80s bikinis in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I have that on the list, too. But let's finish up what happens in the movies.
So then they don't pass the test.
No, which I also think is another charm of the movie.
Yes.
Because they don't pass.
And they could have made it that they did.
Yeah, some of them do. Very few of them do. Dave does.
Dave does, but Chainsaw does not, and he's mad about
He's real
it.
upset about it, which I get.
Out of you and me, who would be the one to pass? You would. You would pass.
I don't know.
You
I don't
would.
know. But anyway, so I think we'd both pass.
I wouldn't be mad about it. Yeah, we would. Because we'd freak out about it. Yeah.
But anyway, so but he basically, what the teacher proves is that they've all improved dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chainsaw, he got a 6 before on his test, and this time he got a 38 or something.
Right.
So that's a vast improvement.
Significant.
And then a lot of them, their grades went up. And there's a funny thing where, like, there was a kid in the class on the first day who went to the bathroom, and he comes back on, like, the last day to take the test.
Yeah.
But he got the best score in the class.
Right.
Well, so funny.
It's very funny. It's just a little funny throwaway thing.
Right. So they all do better, and the principal's like, "You're right, you did it. You're a great teacher. Tenure granted.
I give you tenure.
That's right.
I'm not going to fire you.
It's only your 5th year, but I give you tenure." Get it? And they all rejoice and have a great rest of the summer.
What kid would you be out of all those kids? Who do you feel like what would you feel like your type was in high school? First off, you would never be in summer school. You would kill yourself.
No. I had detention once, and I still think about it all the time.
How you were wronged by being put in detention
And I made up a full song about the teacher.
while you were in detention.
No, because I hated this teacher so much.
What school? What school was it? High school.
It was 4th and 5th grade.
Oh no!
And it was
Who was the teacher?
Mrs. Lane.
Oh, not the nurse.
No.
Okay.
No, she was the science teacher, and we had her.
Yes.
So, like, in 4th grade, we started, like, they would, like, test you on switching classes.
Yes.
And you switched one class.
They didn't do that until I was in 5th grade. They started doing
that. Made sense, because I was in 4th.
Yeah.
Because I'm younger than you. And
It's true.
so we had to switch classes, and she was my science teacher that year. And I pointed to the clock in that class and with another girl in my class, and she gave me detention for it.
Pointing to the clock.
That's what I maintain I was doing.
What does she say you were doing?
Talking. Yeah. Like I would ever do something, talk out of turn.
And right away she gave you detention.
Yeah, she gave me detention. I was pissed.
You would never.
I would never. Not interested.
I could imagine you being so
I
mad
was.
about
I was
it.
really mad. And then, so my other friend, she got detention. We both got detention. But then we went to this birthday party, and we made up this song. And it was like, "Hey, we're Mrs. Lane's daughters. We're here to party at the party headquarters. We wear our glasses on the end of our nose. And if you don't let us, then we're going to rip your pantyhose." Isn't that amazing?
Oh my God. Thank you for that gift. It's
I
amazing.
still remember like it was yesterday.
You just like
Popped it out.
you popped it out.
It doesn't go away.
Rip your pantyhose.
That's right.
Did she wear her glasses on the end of her nose?
Yeah.
And her daughters.
Yes. Because you gotta ride with headquarters.
Okay. That's amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, right?
Yeah, that's great.
That's why I remembered it. It was a solid song. Could have been a hit.
I know. It is a hit. We're bringing it back.
Okay.
Somebody put a beat on that thing. It's happening. Well, that was great. I love this movie.
Me too.
I love everything about it. And I would tell everyone listening to this, You need to
Yeah,
go back.
watch it.
Go back and watch this
Pay the
movie.
$3.99. It's
just-
on Paramount Plus or
Yeah,
something.
it doesn't get the love that it really should.
No, it doesn't. And then Emily's point, 80s bathing suits. I mean, ladies, this is why you have such panic about shaving.
Yeah.
Because they were so high.
But then puffy at the same time.
Puffy, and made it look like, there was some baggage in there.
Were women wearing like pads? Were there pads?
No,
in
I'm guessing they probably put something in hers to make it less, like, risque.
I didn't want to see any camel toe.
No camel toes allowed.
No.
Not in this movie.
They put giant pads
Carl
in there.
Reiner puts his foot down. He's like, nope.
You pad up those bikinis.
That's right.
Oh, man. All right. Well, do you want to...
Hold on.
Okay.
I want to talk about visors, first of all.
Okay.
Because
Go ahead.
there's lots of visors in this, and I think a visor is a dumb idea.
I don't know why you're so against a visor.
Because
I love
the top
it.
of your head's going to get sunburnt.
Put like a nice little ponytail out there.
Yeah, but then the top of your head's going to get sunburnt.
Ow. Not if it's not super
And your
sunny.
ears.
Okay.
Anyway,
You don't have
I
to
don't
wear
like
one.
visors.
I think they're cute, and I think if you wore one, it would look cute with your hair and like a bun on the top of your
I'll
head.
try it.
Okay.
All right, and then also standardized tests.
I miss them.
You missed them?
Well, I like the paper ones. I
blue
don't.
book?
Yeah, I don't like taking any like a
Like a
test online.
Scantron?
I love a Scantron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
See.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
Been there before.
All right, well, that's all, I guess.
Okay.
All right, and now you're going to tell me how this connects to Curtis Russell Jr.?
We're gonna do it.
All right.
All right. So, Kim,
Yes.
did you know that back in the day, there was not one, but two movies that came out nearly around the same time, both about Wyatt Earp.
Oh, yeah.
You had Wyatt Earp, and you had Tombstone.
Right.
Now, Mark Harmon was in Wyatt Earp.
I saw that on his IMDb.
And I thought to myself, there's got to be some overlap in that cast between.
You think?
I thought.
Okay.
But I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
There was no overlap.
Why would two people be like, yeah, I'll do a Wyatt Earp movie? That doesn't seem smart for their career.
Maybe you're just really into Wyatt Earp and you're
Okay.
just like not getting that many roles. So you're like, all right.
All
I'll
right,
Earp
so
it,
it
I'll
wasn't
Earp it.
this. So it wasn't this.
But we're going to start with Mark Harmon in Wyatt Earp.
Okay.
In Wyatt Earp with him was Mr. Dennis Quaid, who was not only married to, but in a movie called Inner Space with Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan was in The Doors.
Oh, yes.
Val Kilmer was in Tombstone.
Yes.
And Kurt Russell was also in Tombstone.
Nice.
It was a big one.
is a big
I
one.
started off thinking, I was like, this has got to be close.
Yeah.
There's got to be some like really close overlap between the
Interesting.
two, but there wasn't. It was
You
hard.
can't
a
have
struggle.
two powerful, handsome, kind men in the same movie. Those two need to be separated.
Who? Mark
Harmon
Harmon
and Kurt Russell. You know,
Yeah.
got to keep them separated.
Got to keep them separated.
Yeah. All right. So, we have nothing to say.
I mean, I've lots to say.
Oh, say it then.
I mean, I just want to tell people that we thank you for listening to our
Yeah.
show. Listen to us. We're always picking out these movies. We love them.
Right.
I've been getting, I actually, I know someone who's going to be mad at me that I picked this movie instead of a movie that they wanted me to do.
Okay.
But that's going to come up next time.
All right.
I think next time.
I look forward to that.
But yeah, love you guys for listening. Thank you very much. And also subscribe to all of our things.
Right.
I'm going to get better about making content again.
Yeah, me too.
But, you know,
We needed a little vacay.
we had a vacay. And, you know, as everyone knows, once you have a vacay, it's hard to pull yourself
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
vacay
yeah.
mode. But that's what we're doing.
We're back. We're coming back strong.
We're coming back. We're stronger
Right,
than
right,
ever.
right.
I want to tell the people
Yeah.
that if for some reason
Yeah.
you have to take summer school.
Right. Yikes.
Yeah. Be confident. Study.
You're not a loser.
You're not a loser. Like, don't feel bad about it.
No, just take it seriously. Maybe this is your chance to hit the reset button. Maybe
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I have to do summer school, but I'm going to teach myself a lesson and do great in summer school. And then the next school year, I'm coming back strong.
It's never going to happen again.
People aren't going to recognize me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
don't
No.
be controversial.
And?
And try and hook up with your teacher.
No, that's not okay.
Don't do it.
No.
No.
No. Find someone your own age. Otherwise, you'll feel icky about it later.
Yes,
And,
100%.
you know, just stick with a teenager. It's fine.
They're weird, but it's fine.
Yeah. It's what you need at the time in your life. Don't try to go older.
Don't.
It's yuck.
It is yuck. Okay. We love you guys.
All right.
We're so glad we teach you these life lessons every week.
Yes, please listen to us. We've never made a mistake in our lives.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Controversial.